Okay, hey everybody, I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at stockmarketmentor.com, and I want to look at Sezzle today. Now, this is a stock that we put on the active trade list a week or so ago, a little over a week ago, and the reason was because this thing broke out to a new high. There's a lot of different trades here, but the thing that I like is this is an IPO, and these IPOs, once they hit a new high, they break out like this, they go, man. They will tend to go for a long way. So you get this move here, sell it, whatever. I'm sure this was probably an earnings pop. Stock pops up here, peaks, and then it starts to fall. It's been in hibernation forever. And then finally, it breaks out here. It actually first broke out on this day, on Thursday, but then it kind of pulled back. So I caught it the following day. Now, and we're still long this stock, and I have no intention of not being long. But this is what I wanted to show you: is we put the stop here at 79.35. That's 78, but I'm not going to try to get it. We put the stop at 79.35, and we put, that was the entry, and then we put the stop down here around 73.65. So it was actually not a real big risk. I could have made it even looser, but instead, since we're here, we're on the second day of a move, I decided that what I wanted to do, and listen to me, this is important, because I'm in the stock, it's already made a big move on massive volume. The only way I want to get in is because I believe that this rally has legs and it's going to keep going. I can't do the Wayback Machine and buy it yesterday. Though actually there is a way you could do that by selling puts, but we're not talking about that now. So instead, I looked at this and went, all right, I want to be long unless the stock reverses, unless this is kind of a one-day wonder and the stock comes up here and then the next thing I know, it's fallen back to kind of retrace this level. I didn't want to do that. And so once the stock gets going and I'm buying the stock, I want to put my stop, I want to put my drop dead price right here, like right below that day's, the entry day's intraday low. So I'm protected in case the stock pulls back. And suddenly this is a low risk trade, as opposed to saying, hey, I'm going to buy the stock here. I'll put it below yesterday's low here. And oh, well, crap, I'm risking like 17 or 18% on this. So this is one way you can keep a pretty tight stop on a stock that's been running a bit. But here's the other thing. You'll notice these here. So if I subtract 73.65 from 79.35, okay, that's my risk. Now, when I multiply that risk by 2, that gives me a 2R trade, meaning my reward is twice the amount of my risk. If I risk $1, I make $2. That's a 2R trade. If you do a bunch of 2R trades, you don't have to bat 500. You can bat like 400 or even less and still make a pretty good living, because on every trade that you're making money on, you're making twice as much or more as what you're risking. Well, wait, there's more. So 3R is up here at 96.45. Now, you'll notice this is at 99. So at 96.45, this trade was a 3R trade, 3 times what we risk on the trade. We risk $1, we're making $3. That is a pretty good trade. Now, what about, we'll go a step further, like what about 4R? And this is what we're looking at here, 102.15. We came pretty close to that here, within $1. So this is a trade that's really smoking, and I think it actually gets its legs from being an IPO. Obviously, there's institutional buying going on here, but the way you would trade, you can't buy it now, guys. The train's already left the station and we're on it. Don't try to get on now. But what you can also do in something like this, if you're not using the put the stop just below the buy day's intraday low, you can use like the 8-day exponential moving average as a reference for stops. In this case, this is way too low. By the way, our current stop is 83.45. I'll be raising that later for members because we want to lock in more gains. So anyway, and by the way, if you want to know how I do this, you need to show up tomorrow night at just a little bit after the market closes. You can go here and register. You can see the registration page here, smart-trading-registration. You can figure it out. If you do not have a trading process that you follow with every single trade, that's not smart. That's, well, we'll just say kind of dumb. You need a process. Everybody needs a process. I'm going to lay this out for you tomorrow. And I promise you, this is absolutely going to be worth your while. Okay. So, we got a big response last week when I did this, so this is really kind of like an encore performance, I guess. I'm Journey coming out with "Don't Stop Believing" as an encore. So I want you to show up here. I want you to stick around. I'm going to give you a surprise right at the very end, and you can thank me later. I'm just kind of fidgeting with my mouse. So get here. This is the link. Get it done now. All right. I'll see you guys next time.